in a half shell, turtle power. Heroes 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 in a half shell, turtle power.
Hello, my fiery friends. Welcome to another awesome and fiery fun stream. I'm your host, the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. Alright, so, as the sun sets now on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set, we'll of course got to do one final stream regarding the set before we say goodbye to it, at least for the time being. At some point, like, even though I always say, we bid fond farewell to a set, that doesn't mean it's going to be gone forever. We'll just, again, take a little break from it, because, of course, next week, Secrets of Strixhaven is going to be jumping back into the format. So I'm actually really excited to get back to Strixhaven. But before we do, again, we're going to be doing one more giant Ninja Turtle deck. And what deck are we going to be playing today? Well, I'm glad you asked. So without further ado, let's just jump into it right now and talk about exactly what we'll be doing here and now. So, of course, join me one more time in the Brawl format this week, as we, of course, going to be playing a deck that's all based upon Turtle Power. That's right, everyone. So, excuse me one second. Oh, this cough will never leave me alone. Okay. But, of course, yeah, it's going to be the all 5 color Heroes in a Half Shell / Ninja Turtle deck. So, keep in mind, I know the deck's pre-con is called Turtle Power, but just not to get it confused, this one is going to be an ultra budget build around Ninja Turtles. It won't use, of course, every card from the pre-con because those cards don't all exist in this format. I kind of wish they did, but at the very least, we'll throw together an ultra budget version of a 5-color Ninja Turtle deck that's utilizing cards exactly from the set, so everything you want to build here is coming exactly from Ninja Turtles proper. Having said that, of course, if you do like the deck, or at least maybe you want to see what more power you can add to it, of course, as always, when we get halfway through the stream, we'll go over an upgraded version of the deck to show you how much more power you can put into it if you actually just want to go all out. But before we get to that, let's go over again how we're going to do this. We'll go over the stats of the deck, we'll talk about every single card as fast as we can, and then we'll play as many matches as we can for the first half of the stream. And as always, the second half of the stream will be the upgraded version of the deck. We'll of course end it as always where we kind of discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly for the deck. And again, if you do like what's going on, we'll talk about again a little bit briefly about what's to come in the future. So let's go ahead, let's begin today with the start here and the stats. So longtime viewers of the channel know how we do it. We got to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So turtle power here, our version of it is going to be of course 5 colors, average mana curve 2.7, and we'll be rocking a total of 29 creatures in the deck. We have 8 instants, 8 sorceries, 9 artifacts, 6 enchantments, and 40 lands total. Alright, so for those that haven't seen this or have been living under a rock, again, Heroes in a Halfshell is the alt pre-con face commander. So the main one we will actually not be using for the budget one. We'll talk about that one a little bit later on. But for now, Heroes in a Halfshell, 5 colors, mutant ninja turtle, legendary creature, 5/5. It has vigilance, menace, trample, and haste. It's just literally just a soup of keywords there. And it says whenever one or more mutants, ninjas, and or turtles you control deal combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures and draw a card. Very simple. We just want to do damage as fast as we can, hit our opponent up for some more stuff, pump up our creatures, and hopefully just smash our way to victory. Not too hard, right? Right? It's easy enough. So in order to get there, however, we will need a mix and mash of turtles, ninjas, mutants, all that stuff, all under the sun. Everything from the actual set proper. Starting in the 1-drop slot, we have Featherbrain Flitcher here. Doesn't really do any damage for us. However, it will, of course, leave a food token if it leaves the battlefield. So early game little blocker here. And, of course, it just provides for us food. Leonardo, Leader, and Blue here, one of the other Ninja Turtles here. So you're going to see it's going to be pretty much slapping together every one of them in the pile. This version of Leonardo is the uncommon one. He's 2/1 and has Sneak for 5. However, when Leo attacks, if his Sneak cost is paid, creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. You can also give Leo himself first strike if you need to. A Sewer Valence Cam here, artifact with flash. I love this actual cute little artifact. It does quite a bit actually for what it does. When it enters, tap or untap a creature. Then you can sacrifice it for 4 mana to draw 2 cards. So you can kind of use this as a tempo play to kind of get blockers out of the way, or maybe you want to unblock your creature to make sure you can absorb a hit. Cowabunga. So for this one, dig 4 cards deep to reveal a mutant, ninja, turtle, or land card and put it into your hand. Guac and Marshmallow Pizza. That sounds actually disgusting, by the way. But again, if you do like it, I mean, hey, more power to you. But seriously, Guac and Marshmallow Pizza, and when it enters, you can give a creature +2/+2 until end of turn, and also you can untap it. So it kind of looks like a bit of a pseudo, I guess you would say, just combat trick. And you can, of course, sacrifice it as a food for 30 life. Party Dude right here. So this one's going to be a unique little enchantment class. When it enters, you make a food token. Level 2, whenever an artifact an opponent controls puts into the graveyard, we can draw a card off of it. So if our opponent is very artifact heavy, this is actually a pretty good card to start hosing them and getting us some card advantage. Level 3, whenever one or your opponents are attacked, up to 1 target attacking creature +X/+X, where X is the number of cards in your hand. So this can be also a nice way to kind of give one of our creatures a big amount of pump here. We'll have on the 2-drop slot here, April O'Neil, Kunoichi trainee here. She's a human ninja, so she does trigger off with Heroes in a Halfshell. When she enters, you scry 2, and she cannot be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. So she should be able to get some easy early game hits in. And as the game progresses, she should hopefully get some sneaky hits in herself. Dimensional Exile is one of our wow, I'm missing my train of thought here. Yeah. Dimensional Exile says whenever this enters, you exile a creature an opponent controls until the aura leaves the battlefield. So again, spot removal for us. I guess it's like kind of like an ossification from the Phyrexia set. So kind of the same thing. Pretty good. You just need to put it on a basic land, which is kind of the reason why we have a ton of basics, but we'll cover that in a minute. Another one of our cards here, Leader's Talent. So Leo leads here whenever he attacks. Put a +1/+1 counter on an attacking creature. Level 2 here. Whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had a counter on it, you can gain 2 life. And when it gets to level 3, whenever you cast any spell, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. We honestly just want this to kind of just start pumping up individual creatures to give them a bit more pump out of it. Lita, Little Orphan Amphibian here. Yes, we again have addressed this, but I'll talk about it again. Turtles are not amphibians. Turtles are actually reptiles. But again, for the sake of Ninja Turtles here and for the canon, I believe, we're just going to go with it. Any case, rambling aside, Little Lita here says that she has Alliance. Whenever another creature you control enters, choose one that has been chosen this turn. You can put a +1/+1 counter on her. You can create a food token, or you can just scry 1. So pretty good utility for this cute little turtle. Uneasy Alliance, a little bit different than Dimensional Exile here. It does take away a creature by giving them well, actually it takes away their ability to attack or block. So kind of at least use this for maybe like a commander that you also don't want to deal with, whether it's an attacking trigger or whatever, and then just kind of have them forcefully sit on the field. And then at 5, you can then sacrifice the aura and exile the enchanted creature. So this can be a good way to temporarily put like a stopgap on a creature until you're ready to get rid of it permanently. And then it leaves behind a 1/1 black ninja creature token. Crustacean Commando here is a 0/3, so Crab Mutant Soldier doesn't really get a chance to do much attacking-wise, but when it enters, you create a mutagen token. So the mutagen tokens, as a reminder one more time, you sacrifice these tokens to put +1/+1 counters on creatures, so you can make certain creatures bigger as you like to as the game progresses. Does Machines. So when this class enters, mill 2 cards, draw 2 cards, but you also have to discard 2 cards. Level 2, when this becomes level 2, you bring back 2 target artifact cards from your graveyard to your hand. You'll notice that we don't have that many artifacts, but the ones we do have, we really want to make sure we can keep on the field as much as possible. And at level 3, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 3 +1/+1 counters on an artifact you control. If it's not a creature, you can become a 0/0 robot creature in addition to its other types. So you can kind of utilize some of those mutant tokens, turn it into other creatures with Does Machines. Pretty nice overall. I know this negate technically is not the art from the Ninja Turtle set, but negate does technically exist in the Ninja Turtle proper, so it kind of just defaults to the art that I love the most. Man, I will not. I can always emphasize this right now. I love the Mystical Archives alternate Japanese art, and I'm so glad that we're getting that back with Strixhaven. So I'm looking forward to hopefully blinging out my deck in again a future live stream. So stay tuned for that. I will hopefully relish doing that. Death in the Family here, 2 mana instant, and it says exile a target creature with mana value 3 or less. So early game spot removal for us, not too bad. Let's see, it's Pain 101 here. Sorry, I just again losing my train of thought. Wow, I feel like such a scatterbrain today, but okay, don't worry. We'll focus in on just a bit here. With Pain 101, 2 mana instant speed. Until end of turn, target creature gains Death Touch, and when this creature dies, you bring it back to the battlefield tapped. So just like just your usual run of the mill graveyard protection kind of recursion / spot removal. It's a little bit all in one, but the idea is, of course, once this is out, then you can kind of protect one of your creatures. It dies. Hopefully you take down the other creature, bring it back to the battlefield for pretty much a very small investment. Splinter / Hamato Yoshi here. So we played with Splinter here in his own actual commander deck a couple weeks ago, but for here, of course, he does want to support all of our ninjas by giving them all a +1/+1 pump. He also has Sneak for 1 black mana, which is pretty good if we can get an early game bit of damage. Stomp by the Foot here, 2 mana. You have to sacrifice an artifact creature if you want to kick it. However, well, wait, kick it? I do love that, by the way. So again, Foot, get it? Foot Ninja. Kicker is that really? No one? Oh, tough crowd. Any case, this is basically another spot removal, giving a creature -2/-2 until end of turn, so great against indestructible creatures. If you kick the spell, however, make it -5/-5 until end of turn. Casey Jones, Jury Rig, Juice to Star, 2 mana, 2/1 Human Berserker with haste. When he enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You can reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand, and put the rest onto the bottom of your library. So not too anything heavy for Casey Jones here, but it then provides for us a little bit of card digging to get out again an artifact hopefully we can grab. Cool but rude. This is probably honestly my favorite of all of the enchantment classes we've had. We haven't had a chance to play too much with like Leader's Talent or Does Machines or Party Dude, but man, Cool but Rude definitely was a great one for our Casey Jones deck, and it hopefully should pull some more value here. Whenever we attack, you discard a card. If you do, you draw a card. Level 2, when you discard a card, deal 2 damage to each opponent. And level 3, you can search your library for any card, put it into your hand. However, you have to discard a card at random. So you might actually lose the card you just pulled out. So this is kind of a tricky card to use at level 3, but even at level 2, it provides great value once you start discarding cards. Manhole Missile here does 3 damage to a creature. Then you can put a card from your hand into the bottom and then draw a new card. So it helps really just spot removal, tuck away something you don't want to hopefully draw into something you do want. Raphael Tough Turtle here, another one of the Raphaels that I actually do like for any kind of go wide creature strategy. We have a lot of creatures in the deck, so hopefully we can get a little bit of pinging from him. Anytime another creature we control enters, deal 1 damage to target opponent. Wingnut Bat on the Belfry here, a Bat Mutant with Alliance also. So whenever another creature we control enters, you get her choice for him of Flying, Menace, or Haste until end of turn. When Wingnut attacks, each other creature that's attacking gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So a nice little go wide pump ability, just even if it's only temporary. Saved by the Shell. Costs 1 less to cast if you control a turtle. So as long as we have at least one of our Ninja Turtles out, this will provide for us protection for only 1 mana. Put a +1/+1 counter on a creature, giving it trample, hexproof it, indestructible until end of turn. So nice protection. Ice Cream Kitty here, Food Cat Mutant. You can sacrifice creatures or tokens to draw cards with it at sorcery speed, or just sacrifice it again if you need some more extra life yourself. Go Ninja Go. So you choose one of these abilities here. You either exile a creature, bring it back to the battlefield so it's a blink effect, or use it as a spot removal card, dealing damage equal to the greatest power among creatures you control to a target creature an opponent controls. Genghis Frog here. Whenever another mutant we control enters, make a mutagen token. So he can generate for us quite a few mutagen tokens as we keep playing our game out. Everything Pizza here. When this puts out, you can then dig out a basic land, put it into your hand. So again, just helps us dig out basics that we're going to need. You can sacrifice it for a very, that's a very expensive cost, by the way. But if you do manage to pull it off, you can sacrifice it for its ability, giving yourself 3 life, drawing a card. Then each of your opponents has to discard a card and deal 3 damage to any target. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on a target creature. That's a lot you can do. I mean, I kind of wish you could put counters on everything, but maybe that might make it a little bit too powerful for an uncommon. Not too bad, again, if the game goes long. The Ooze. So this can be our great graveyard hate. Whenever a creature we control with +1/+1 counters leaves the battlefield, make mutagen tokens. And then again, as I mentioned earlier, you then tap it to exile target cards from graveyards to make mutagen tokens on top. All right, 3-drop slot now. Koa, Death from a Gov. So 3 mana, 2/1 mutant ninja bird with flying. When Koya enters, you exile one other target creature, and at the beginning of your next end step, pay 4 mana. If you do, if you don't, you bring that card back to the battlefield. So kind of like a flicker effect. So bring it out, exile something, comes back. If you pay the 4, however, then you can get rid of something permanently. So this can be a nice little fun target for, again, whatever you need it for. The common version of Leonardo here, Leo Big Brother here, with Sneak of 1. Leo gets +1/+0 for each other creature you control. So as the game gets on, he gets bigger and bigger. April, Reporter of the Weird. When this version of April, a human detective, deals combat damage to a player, draw that many cards. However, you have to discard a card. Actually, if you can pump her up, she's actually pretty strong if you're willing to get a ton of cards off her, but you do have to swing with her specifically to get that value. Donatello, Way with Machines. So this is the uncommon Donatello, Mutant Ninja Turtle with flying. You put an artifact you control, whenever an artifact enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Donnie. So he can get actually pretty good, and the fact that he's a flyer, it's actually pretty sweet for what we're going to try to do with our deck. Donatello's technique, sorcery speed with sneak, just draw 2 cards. Ideally, you want to cast this for the sneak cost, so you can get more value for less. Madam Null, Power Broker here. We actually never built a deck around here, but I wanted to for a bit. And this instance here, she could just hopefully provide for us some value, even if she doesn't really trigger off any of our other creatures or our strategy's ability. I just wanted her because of what she can provide for us with +1/+1 counters. Whenever another creature we control enters, you pay life equal to its power. And if we do, put that many +1/+1 counters on the creature itself. So they can come in with a lot more damage attached to them. Oroku Saki, Shredder Rising here. This is the common version of him. He's a human ninja, and with Sneak of 2. Whenever Oroku Saki deals combat damage to a player, draw a card and lose 1 life. Again, not too bad actually for a common. This actually can get you a lot of extra cards if we can get some early game damage in. Shredder's Revenge. So target player either chooses to discard 2 cards, or target player will discard 2 cards, or draws 2 cards and lose 2 life. Good for us if we need to put cards into our hand, or good against our opponent to make them forcefully discard. Pretty not bad overall. Shredder's Technique. So this also has Sneak of 1. You can use it to destroy a creature or enchantment. If the enchantment was destroyed this way, you will have to lose 2 life. Not too bad of a cost, so it just gets rid of, again, mostly enchantment removal. Spicy Oatmeal Pizza. We played for this a little bit while ago on the pizza deck that we made on April 1st. When this artifact enters, deal 4 damage to any target. However, you have to take 3 damage yourself. But again, sacrifice it if you need to gain some life. Michelangelo Game Master here. So this is the common Michelangelo with Disappear. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent left a battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Mikey here. Mona Lisa, Science Geek. So this is a lizard mutant, and she is actually one of our few mana dorks for the whole deck. You add X amount of mana of 1 color, where X is Mona Lisa's power. So if you give her a little bit of extra counter support, she can actually generate for us a ton of mana very quickly. Mutant Chain Reaction is one of our artifact, enchantment, or creatures with flying hate cards here, but it leaves behind a mutagen token, so it gives us a little bit more out of it. Transdimensional Bovine here, you add 2 mana of any 1 color, so again, one of our mana dorks on the expensive side, but still provides for us value. Karai, Future of the Foot, human ninja with Sneak of 4. If you deal combat damage with Karai, you bring back a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. However, you pay the sneak cost, bring it back to the battlefield. So again, good for recursion effects. Splinter, Radical Rat. Again, really good with us if you want to play Esper Ninjas. We actually played that a couple weeks ago when Ninja Turtles first came out, so check that out if you haven't already done so. But in this deck, however, we're just going to use Splinter as just better value for us to make sure one of our ninjas can't be blocked. So hopefully Heroes in a Half Shell can keep doing its thing with Splinter providing support. Tainted Treats here can destroy an artifact or a creature, so this is mostly our artifact card hate. However, if the mana value was 4 or less, leave behind a food token that we can use. The Turtle Van. So for 3 mana, this is an artifact vehicle. When this vehicle attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature that crewed it. Then, if that creature is a mutant, ninja, or turtle, you double the amount of counters on it. So this can actually be a pretty hefty little van once it starts getting rolling, if you will. No one? Tough crowd today. No big deal. Any case, here's moving on. We have the Last Ronin's Technique, 4 mana with instant. You can also cast it for its sneak cost of 2 mana. Create 3 1/1 white ninja turtle spirit creature tokens. If the spell's sneak cost was paid, they enter tapped and attacking. Donnie Turtle Techies here. This is the common version of Donatello. When he enters, as long as you control an artifact, just draw a card. A little expensive for what it is, but hey, we're a budget deck first off, so it works. Foot Mystic here, Human Ninja Warlock with lifelink. It has Disappear. When this creature enters, if a permanent left the battlefield under your control, leave behind a 1/1 ninja creature token. Anchovy and Banana Pizza, again, expensive spot removal, but it does help us out a little bit here and there. When the artifact enters, destroy a creature, and again, sacrifices like any other food to gain some life. Raphael, Most Attitude here, 4 mana, this is the uncommon Raph. So with Menace, and it's a 4/3, has Alliance. Whenever another creature you control enters, exile the top card of your library, and when Raph attacks until the end of your turn, you can play the exile card with Raphael. Alright, and then Raphael the Night Watcher, we actually talked about this one just a week and some ago, so this is actually probably one of the best Raphs. So the rare version of here has 2/3 and Sneak of 3. Attacking creatures you control gain double strike, so this can be a great way to finish off your opponent if you can also cast it for the sneak cost. New Generation's Technique. So 4 mana, Sneak of 3. You search up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. So again, just more ramp for the deck. Michelangelo Mutant BFF. So this is the uncommon Mikey. 4 mana, 4/4. Each creature you control with a counter on it can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. When Mikey enters or attacks, leave behind a mutagen token. Lessons from Life. Okay, so real quick, I just want to talk about this for just a moment here. I know I probably mentioned this several times, but one more time, Lessons from Life is just, I don't know, it's just a weird thing to know that they have this kind of meta humor with it. I'm well aware that because this is a Universe Beyond set, you can kind of get away with this kind of stuff. But again, you look at the card art, the Ninja Turtles are literally playing Magic the Gathering within a Magic the Gathering card. I really just don't even know what to say. Some people say this is cringe. Some people are like, this is hilarious. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I don't know how I feel about having the game reference itself within the cards, unless if it's like, like a promo card. Promo cards I don't really care about, but stuff like this in a main set, I don't know, it just feels kind of off. But I don't hate it. If nothing else, at least the card is somewhat playable. You draw 3 cards with it, put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. That's not too bad, right? But I don't know. Just let me know what your comments are when it comes to this kind of stuff, everyone. I don't know. I don't know if it really rubs me the wrong way or it's just kind of weird, but it is what it is. Anyway, wrapping this up, we're almost done, everyone. Jenica Bad Apple Big Sister here, 5 mana, Mutant Ninja Turtle. When she enters, create a 2/2 red mutant creature token. If you don't need that, you just plain cycle for 2. Venus Torn Between Worlds here, so 5 mana, Mutant Frog Turtle here, 5/5. When Venus is dealt damage, you put that many +1/+1 counters on her. However, and then it says in the rule text here, she has to survive the damage to get those counters. Whenever a creature you control with a counter on it deals combat damage, pay a blue, and if you do, just draw a card. And then finally, the Turtle Blimp. At the last of our vehicles here, 5 mana. When this vehicle enters, make a 2/2 red mutant creature token, and you can crew it for 2. Now again, since we are building around just the cards only in the Ninja Turtle set proper, we are a little bit more limited than usual, but it is a budget deck, so we work with what we can. So 7 plains, 5 islands, 7 swamps, 5 mountains, 8 forests, and each of the duels they were allowed us into this set, which is Foot Headquarters, TCRI Building, Illegitimate Business, Dimension X, Mutant Town, and then of course a couple of fetches with Escape Tunnel. Northampton Farm Hero can help us exile stuff and bring him back to get more value, and the Turtle Lair to then cast for anything, only to cast ninja or turtle spells, and of course making a ninja or turtle unblockable. And that is the whole deck, everyone. So, can Turtle Power in an ultra budget form actually get us any wins today in the Brawl format? Well, only one way to find out, so let's give it a shot, everyone. But again, first off, thanks again for hanging in there for that whole that whole explanation. I know sometimes for some people, they don't really care, but I try to do an explanation because some people out there, again, may not know every single card. So I try to do it purposely just to make sure that people that do want to follow along at least understand the gist of what's happening. So, Ben, appreciate that, everybody. All right, going back to the chat here. Noobishly Foolish, good evening. Well, actually, for me, it's good afternoon. But thanks again for joining us today, Noobishly Foolish. How you doing today? And hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Thanks again for also using those wonderful tokens. Let's see. And then a 5 stream streak for you, Noobishly Foolish. That's good. I appreciate you being here and providing that support. I don't know if you pop up on the chat there, but okay. Don't worry. They'll pop up eventually. All right. Still waiting for our opponent here. Whichever opponent jumps in first, well, again, we'll just play with whatever we got. Even though this is an ultra budget and it's not exactly the pre-con one, we're still hoping we can at least get 1 or 2 wins with this version of the deck. Okay, looks like we're playing against a person using Sokka, so it's Universes Beyond versus Universes Beyond, everyone. All right, let's see. Let's lock in. Let's see if we can make this work. All right. Oh, wow. Well, this is awkward. We have all red cards and not a single red mana. Okay. We'll have to mulligan this. Okay. This is usable. We can play with this. So for obviously our deck today, since we're playing mostly on a much more casual level, that's why you'll notice we're not going to be doing the ranked stuff. We'll hold off on ranked Brawl. If the queue goes away, that's fine. But at least for here, we'll try to work with what we got. April O'Neil first. All right, so her scribes provide us a little support here. Okay, that's good. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Put back the swamp. At the very least, having basics means that everything enters untapped, so hopefully that shouldn't hurt us too much. Oh, already? Opponents? Okay. Free win? Okay. I'll take it, I guess. But, I mean, I'm assuming our opponent did not get their land drops. So, yay for us. Free win, but that didn't really explain or show off what the deck is capable of, so it's all good. Free wins are free wins, everyone. If nothing else, those help get your dailies done. Always get your dailies done. Always going to remind that, kids. Get at least 4 wins if you're going to play Arena daily. So you can at least get, what is that? 250 for the first win. 100, 100. So that's 450 total in gold just from getting 3 wins. And then the 4th win. Actually, no, that's. Wait, I'm messing my math here. No, you should be getting 250 for the first, 2nd, 100, 3rd, 4th. So it should be 550 gold. Mona Musa, salutations. Hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. And thanks again for joining us today. What is it? It says Blue Bold, Dance Bold? Cute. Wait, what does that mean? I'm confused. Sorry. Okay. Until you can help me explain that. Okay, so what do we got here? So we got 2 green sources. If we can draw at least 1 more green source, or any source by turn 3, we can get Transdimensional Bovine in, and that should provide for us enough mana to do our thing. We also have New Generations technique, so that also helps us with ramp. And our opponent is playing with Vigo, Enforcer of Ig's Crossing. So I think that's from the Spider-Man set. I forget which one that is. I think that's Venom? I don't know. It's hard for me to remember Omen Pass versus their Spider-Man counterparts, but here we are. Probably mean, okay, so our opponent is definitely going big here, but we are at least getting our lands, so hopefully it shouldn't be too bad here. Oh, the sub ran out, so the emote didn't load. Oh no, that's a shame. That's okay, it's okay, no big deal. I still appreciate you being here. I still appreciate that. All right, so Transdimensional Bovine, so we did manage to get our 3rd land drop. It is a Flying Ox, though, which is actually hilarious, but at least this now gets us the ramp we need. We definitely need to start ramping. Opponent here is going to swing. Ugh. Ojer is painful. Does he get out? Oh, he puts out a Galta. Okay, well, that is going to be a little scary, but we're going to try here, everyone. We're not giving up just yet. Okay, so anchovy and banana pizza. Let's see. Galta's scary, but Ojer will just keep getting more and more value. So it comes back as a land. Saved by the Shell can't do anything with that, so we'll wait it out. Okay, so let's see. New Generations technique I would like to do now. Oh, last march of the end. Okay, our opponent is Ramp Central. So they got everything there. Okay. All right, opponent, what shenanigans do you have? Oh, Mikey. Wow. They went big, big. Well, I think we're dead here. All right, opponent, I can't do anything, so that's Xaxes. I mean, I can sacrifice the anchovy and banana pizza to gain some life, but that's not going to help us, really. It just... Oh, they already got Junji. All right, well, we're dead. Wow. Talk about an explosively nasty victory against us there. That sucked. Okay. I guess that makes up for the free win we just got. Boo. Mono Musa. Day's been good. The Secrets of Strixhaven card pool is in MTG Arena now, so I've been using Ornate Imitations to use them early in my jank Timeless deck, and that only works against the AI because it's so inconsistent. That's right. So once we're done today, now that you brought that up, I'll start brewing, of course, for what we're going to be doing for next week's first live stream. The live stream next week for Strixhaven will come out. Hopefully, I should try to make it due on Friday. Ideally, I would love to try to stream a little earlier than that next week, so that way once Strixhaven drops, we can start doing our live streams. But we'll see what happens, guys. It's only just because, again, next week, well, actually, the next couple weeks is going to be a little bit of a funky schedule for me. I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff done. I'm trying to also prepare a couple more things that hopefully we can start doing soon. But I'll put up a vote maybe later today, or if not today, tomorrow for sure. One of these days, we'll put up a vote. What school should we build our first deck tech around? So I already have ideas for the live streams, but again, I want to ask you guys, like, what do you want to see first? You want to see Lorehold, or do you want to see Silver Quill, or I don't know, Quandrix? I don't know, I'm not feeling Quandrix personally, but if you guys want to see it, that's cool. Or Prismari, and then we'll build some fun, awesome budget decks around that. I will, of course, address every single school, so don't worry, we will be doing some awesome stuff around everything. Looking forward to this set. Oh man, Strixhaven is going to be a lot of fun this time around. Okay. So we got a couple of tapped duels, which is not bad. We'll get Dimension X out first, gain some life. Opponent is playing with Sanar, Innovative First Year. So he's actually from the Strixhaven lore, but he actually has a card from the set. So we'll see how that looks when that time comes. Okay. So we have all the colors we're going to need eventually. We need green, though. It's the only color we're missing here. Saved by the Shell, okay. Black, I think we might have to, we'll cycle, no. I don't know if that's actually going to help us, though. Maybe just keep Jenica in hand. Okay, got a blue source. The island, so I guess we'll just do it this way. Play the Ooze. Okay, if Jenica was able to get out for us a planes that had green on it, that actually would help us, but it's all good. Got another plane. Where is our green? We need our green source, by the way. We'll try if we can get it, but for now, let's play Jenica proper. She leaves for us also a mutant, so I guess that's helpful. Senar. What's his ability? Okay, he has a Vivid. Okay, so he gets Pac-Man and Artillerist. Huh, Treasure Hunt. Oh. So, okay, I see the gimmick here. So what he does with this deck, and it's actually kind of dumb here, but okay, you got us, opponent. So whenever they discard one or more cards, okay. So when they discard all these cards, Magman Artillerist just pings us and they win. Okay, I'm gonna let them do their thing here so I can at least chat with you guys. So watch. They discard everything. Mono Musa. The testing I've been doing with it confirms that Arena counts the prepared spells in exile. Okay, they ping us for 85. Alright, that's fine, opponents. Well, at least Arena was fast enough to just let that go instead of forcing us to watch every single card get discarded here. Alright. That's fine, opponent. Get your own little thing here. But of course, this also reminds me, I need to put together a video that I want to do that kind of addresses all these gimmicky decks if you want to play the most cheapest of cheapest decks like that. Stupid little gimmicks like that. Some of them people do like, though, but yeah, they kind of get boring after like a game or two. Okay, sorry. Mono Musa here was saying, okay, the testing I've been doing with it confirms that the arena counts the prepared spell in exile and tracks them the same way it does the number of cards in hand, deck, and graveyard. Huh. Okay, well that's interesting to know. Something I'm going to have to keep aware of as we're building decks in the future. Because there are going to be some decks that I have wanting to build with this set, but I have to kind of figure out in theory how the prepared mechanic does interact with other parts of the board, the stack and everything else. I want to use this. So we have any effects that depend on cards in exile. It helps with that. That's good to know. I think my only thing I wanted to know was, does it trigger, like, since the spell's stapled to it, if it's counted as a copy, does that mean certain effects do not trigger off of it? Or is it more like... Because I know, for obviously, with prepared spells, Magecraft works just fine. And I know Magecraft was the original mechanic from original Strixhaven, so that's great. But I just wanted to know for, like, certain spells, like, if I cast the Emeritus with the lightning bolt on it, does that count as an actual real lightning bolt, or does it count as a copy, which means certain spells will not trigger off of that? Like, if I was to have, like, I don't know, a young pyromancer, and I was thinking, like, okay, I have a young pyromancer, I want to get a token off of that, but if I cast from the prepared side of the Emeritus a bolt, does that give me an actual token off of that? Stuff like that. Inquiring minds must know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I haven't had a chance to actually look up all the information yet on the rulings. But until then, we're playing against Jorah here. Weatherlight Captain. Okay, so she's going to start casting a ton of stuff once she starts getting more historic spells out. Mishra's Bauble and Chromatic Star. So opponent's going to be playing, looks like, a lot of cheap artifacts to start churning through their deck. Okay, that's fine. At some point, once we finally have a break from everything regarding all these other sets, I do want to go back and talk about previous commanders and cards we haven't had a chance to actually highlight in future streams. They can actually take advantage of some of the new stuff that have been coming out. So hopefully we'll get around to that as well. Genghis Frog. He's behind a token. We'll get Mona Lisa out, and hopefully that will give us some more value once we get things going here. Again, super budget deck. I'm not expecting much of anything out of this, but again, if you do like at least the pre-con and want to play something similar to Arena, this is probably going to be as good as it's going to get. Found footage. Okay. Terran Soul Cleaver. Okay. Oh, nice. We did get a red source. That's good. So for here, we get Mona Lisa, Science Geek. Makes for us another mutagen token. Genghis Frog gets in one hit. First hit of the day, everyone. 24 down. We're at 25 still. Okay. So let's see. Ideally, once the plane comes out, Heroes in a Halfshell comes in, and that means our Ninja Turtles can finally start going off. Thundering Falls. Base Surveil. Oh yeah, that's right. Displacer. Mona Musa. It does get your own token, so yes. Oh, that's great. Nice. So that means we can... we're going to take advantage of so many tokens in a future deck tech coming up that I have an idea for. So that's... So Young Pyromancer can go off. That means I could use Talrand, and I could probably use also a Balmor as well to start doing some stupid token shenanigans. Well, again, we'll talk about that in a bit. I'll have to look up again a couple things. All right, planes. So finally, we came here for a reason, everyone. The Heroes in a Halfshell coming in. Opponents, I don't think they have anything that stops it, so we should be able to get some damage in here easily. There we go. Ninja Turtles swinging on in. Down to 18 opponents. We get some value off of that. Our Ninja Turtles pump up. All right, nice. Finally, we get to see what the deck is really trying to do. Okay, I got lucky enough to Ornate Imitations, one of the things that prepares a spell, and something that has Magecraft, and Magecraft does trigger. That's great to hear, though. Meaning, Displacer Kitten isn't infinite. Well, let's be real, Musa. I mean, what doesn't combo off with Displacer Kitten? Displacer Kitten just combos off with everything in a ham sandwich. No, I'm serious. Having said that, I realized we actually never played a deck that was focused on Displacer Kitten infinites. Maybe we could do that for... Strixhaven coming up. I'm hoping we can. That should be a really exciting game plan, by the way. Alright, so let's see. Okay. We will... Because I want Jorah off the field. Alright, so let's see. How do we want to do this here? Koya. Alright. We exile Jorah here. Nice. So she's off the field, and there you go. Our opponent has had enough. All right, we got there. We got there. Nice. Ninja Turtles. Nothing super crazy there, but we were able to actually ramp just properly and get a couple of turtles off. Once you exile your opponent's stuff, it's lights out. All right, so I'll take that as our first real win today for the ultra budget turtle power. But don't worry, now that I've reminded myself again, thanks to you, Monomusa, we're definitely going to try to look up something regarding Displacer Kitten. I mean, yes, it goes infinite with everything, but hopefully we can get some stupid, silly shenanigans with it. Because it's been a little while since we've done a combo deck. Granted, I admit, I'm not really much of a combo player. They get kind of boring after a while. Once you figure out your combos, they can be fun, but after a couple games, I kind of get a little bored of doing combo decks. Having said that, it hasn't been a while, so we'll see if we can try to put together a good combo deck for the upcoming set, because, man, those prepared spells, I definitely want to abuse some of them to do some really, really hilarious things. I definitely already have ideas that we'll talk about at the end of today's stream, so don't worry, we'll be talking about that soon. Okay, come on, opponent. Waiting on someone here. All right, so question. While we're waiting, everyone, whether you're watching live or on the replay right now, what is your school that you think is going to be the best one coming into Strixhaven? So do you think Prismari is going to elevate it to the next level and make it really, really stupidly good? I mean, even better than it is. Do you think Silverquill will be the breakout to help out Orzhov decks? Do you think, I don't know, Quandrix will help out the ramp packages? Not that they need any more help either. Or maybe, I don't know, Lorehold actually can pull off some weird graveyard shenanigans. Let me know in the comments below what you think will be the breakout school from Strixhaven. Okay. This is playable. We can play with this. So we'll get our forest out. So for this, we have again the Bovine, so that helps us ramp. Our opponent, unfortunately, is playing Vivi, so they're playing perhaps the toughest card to fight, but we'll try. Ice Cream Kitty. If we can keep Vivi away, maybe we have a shot. Neared 636. Hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Thanks again for joining us. You're just in time right now for us to catch our final of our Ninja Turtle streams. So after this week, we will definitely be doing stuff focusing on the Strixhaven stuff, because Strixhaven is literally days away, everyone. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super duper excited to play Strixhaven. So that's gonna be fun. Okay, Spell Slicer. Making goblins. Huh. Tokens with Vivi? I'm not sure what they're gonna try to do, but we'll see if we can get around it, because this also may look a little rough around the edges. Okay, so let's see. How do we want to do this? Death from Above. We will get rid of Vivi. Okay, opponents. Monomusa. I just really love this stupid timeless deck I have, since I made it just for the purpose of testing cards before the set actually comes out. Ooh. But I mean, those are the best decks. We love jank here. I'll definitely say that. All right. Got that out of the way. Maybe I should have exiled something else instead. It's okay. It's okay. We're just trying to put out bodies for now. Aw, let's play a Braid. Opponent. Aw. Well, there goes our graveyard hate. I know Vivi doesn't really care about graveyard shenanigans, but just trying to see if we can get stuff going here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from Transdimensional Bovine. I kind of wish the Bovine could actually do 2 mana of any color mix you want, but yeah, sadly we just can't get there. Okay. Block with that. Surprised they actually use the Ornithop. Okay, it's because they want to make sure Seer Slice or Goblin goes off. Okay, so how do we want to do this here? Alright. Play the Foot Mystic. Just trying to get bodies out. Opponents. Scatter Ray. Okay. So they ping. But we will counter that. Okay. Foot Mystic is there. We will swing with Koya. Down to 22. Alright. It's always touch and go with Vivi. I mean, I honestly think that was actually a really bad nerf they gave it. Because tapping it just makes it actually even stronger than it actually was in its original printing. It just means, all again, they could just do tap and untap shenanigans and get a lot more mana. I should know because we already did a deck around that. And we did actually for Historic. Okay, Quantum Riddler. So they also bounced away our Bovine, so that means we lose our ramp. Okay. Opponent swinging. Yes? No? Okay. Block with Foot Mystic. At least we get the life gain, so we go out to 24, so I guess that's not too bad. They're going to keep making more tokens. Quantum Riddler goes bye-bye. Neared. I'm new to Magic, so I don't know much about Strixhaven, but I probably have to choose Silver Quill because it looks cool to me. Okay. Well, appreciate you joining in here. How new are you to Magic, if you don't want me asking? I always like to hear from new players out there. Where'd you begin, and what got you into the game? Opponents. Come on! No! There goes our Bovine. Oh, jeez. Okay. So now we're going to be struggling just a little bit here just to get things off the ground. We'll hold back on attacking. That Bovine. Oh, losing that Bovine really did hurt us. Hey, Quantum Riddler. They draw into the card, and now they have a big flyer. Okay. It's all right, everyone. We're going to try. We're not giving up just yet. All right. TV. Blow away the whole board. Okay. Planes. Oh, all right. I mean, I guess we can play Jenica. We leave behind a token. So at least we have some bodies on the field. So we're not, like, completely defenseless. Hopefully. Quantum Riddler swinging. Free damage. Down to 18. Okay, Madam Null. Okay, well, something. At least she has Death Touch, so Vivi can't just swing it all willy-nilly here, but neither can we. It's okay. It's okay. We're still going to try, everyone. We're not giving up just yet. Okay, Firebending Student. Okay, from Avatar. Man, Firebending Student was one of those cards that, man, I really wanted to like this card. I wanted it to go off, and it can be fun. We managed to build a deck around it, but it just didn't pop off as much later on to everything. Okay, we need a blue source. Without a blue source, we cannot do anything, so we're going to have to wait it out. Come on, blue source. We need one blue source. Any blue source, and then our turtles can come in. Hexing Squelcher. So now everything they have has Ward of Pay 2 life, so that means they're protected. Oh boy. Tainted Treats. Okay, well, I mean, I guess that's something. Hold on, actually. I forgot we could do this at instant speed. So let's see. No attacks. Let's see what they do. Alright, they're going to start drawing more cards. Firebrand Archer. Okay. Do they swing? Okay, Quantum Riddler. Okay, well, about to take the damage here. Pay the 2 life. No, they have to dispel. Okay, well, unless we get our next source of blue mana on the next turn here, we are dead. When it pings us. Pings us. Well, at least we're not going to pay the 2 life now, so we decline that. So we go to 4. Ooh, that's no good. Ouch. Okay. You got into... Oh, okay, so the Ninja Turtle set was the set you got you into that. Wow, you're very new. Okay, well, thanks again for joining us. I will tell you right now from personal experience, and again, like, I know some people have talked back and forth. Well, I know some people in the Magic community are not fond of this set. It honestly is not that bad. Me personally, I am a fan of Ninja Turtles personally. While I wasn't sure how I felt about this set coming into the trading card game itself, after now playing with it from day 1 to now, honestly, it's not that bad. At least this set has a lot more fun to it than, say, like, the Spider-Man set. The Spider-Man set felt like it was just like, oof, they really didn't put too much effort into that. But at least the Ninja Turtles ones felt a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, there's no way we can win here. So with the Quantum Riddler smashing into us, we don't have a blocker in this guy, so... Cowabummer. Alright. Ouch. Okay, let's give this budget version of Ninja Turtles one more try. However, don't worry. If you still like at least playing Ninja Turtles in 5 colors, we do have at least one upgrade to it that we can really bolster the power of this. So let's try one more time on the budget version here. Maybe 2 more times, depending on how fast the matches go. And we'll see from there. But I am happy that this is what got you into the game. It is a fun game. It is very complex, not going to lie. But if you do take the time to, learn, build from what you have, you'll be very satisfied with what everything can do. It's a fun game, even though it is a little complex. Okay. Let's see. So we got Leo, which is good. Mutant Town. Not too many things we can cast yet, but we do at least have decent mana, so we can keep ourselves afloat here. Opponent is playing with a combination of Leo and Michelangelo, so using the partner mechanic. Gain some life. Let's see. So are they actually playing a 5-color deck, or are they just utilizing them as their partner character select? Oh, okay. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see what they're trying to do. Leo here can actually be a good, powerful hitter if we can just get some more turtles down. Okay, so here comes Michelangelo the Heart. All right. Play our Swamp. Can't do much anything else right now. We got an Anchovy and Banana Pizza. That'll be good for removal in a bit. But we got to wait it out just a little bit more. Michelangelo will get bigger with making food tokens and counters. Okay, they got their Thriving Grove, so they got red. So if you don't mind me asking, since Ninja Turtles is what got you into the game, Neared, do you have a favorite Ninja Turtle? Or a favorite character from Ninja Turtles in general? Let me know. Okay, Mikey is getting some oomph there behind him. Let's see, okay, we're going to have to use Tainted Treats in a bit, so once they swing with Mikey, we're going to have to take him out. Okay, opponents, what you got? 6 cards in hand. 3 mana open, a food token. They swing. They can get some damage in, but we can actually slow them down just a smidge. What you got? EPF Point Squad. Okay, whenever another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this. Okay. Interesting. They make their food. Okay, they got Escape Tunnel. They sacrifice the Escape Tunnel to get out a basic. Alright. Opponents. Which color are you going to get? Got their island, alright. Swinging. They do. Tainted Treats. Say goodbye to Michelangelo there, at least for the time being. They'll probably put him back into the command zone. Okay. They don't take damage from Lita. Okay, we did get a white source, which is good. So from here, what do we want? I want the Foot Mystic. I think we'll put down the Foot Mystic. Okay. We can start making ninja tokens if we can sacrifice our food, so that actually might help us out a bit. Okay, we also have Anchovy and Banana Pizza also for removals, so we have options. Okay, here comes Leo. Alright. Forgot, whenever a token you control enters, you may put a counter on each creature. Okay, so that means she makes a food token. Leo will pump up the whole team. Okay. That's a cute little combo. Swinging? Maybe? They do. Okay. Here, my favorite is tough. A tie between Leo and Mikey. Okay. So, fan of either Leo or Mikey. Interesting, interesting. Me, if I had to pick, and I know it's going to be, of course, I feel like such a cliche, but yes, I am a Raph believer. Love Raphael, always enjoyed him, no matter what. All right, let's sacrifice the food. So we're going to sacrifice the food for one reason. We want to just stabilize. So unfortunately, though, that means Disappear doesn't work on this because it's a token, so it doesn't really help. Turtle Blimp. They make their mutant. So that's a token. Leo, of course, can trigger off. Ugh. It's going to get a little tough here. But now that we have everything else, we can get a red source, then Heroes and Halfshell can be played. If not, we're going to have to look at maybe using Saved by the Shell. Maybe Leo Big Brother here to start getting some more power. Something to help us survive this hit, because also this is not going to be good for us. Okay, opponents. What you gonna do? Swing. Okay, turtle blimp. Wait. Why'd you bring on the turtle blimp, opponents? You you can't attack this turn with the blimp because you just played it. I don't know if they remember that, but oops. It's okay though. It's okay. I mean, they have already enough power where they can just start swinging at us anyway, but I guess that was a miss on their end. It's all good though. We all make mistakes like that, everybody. Okay, Leo swinging. Point squad swinging. That means that's going to be... Ugh, that's 11 damage coming to add us. We can block it, but we really don't want to. Okay. Okay, we'll just take the hit. Take a whole 11 damage, down to 10. Okay. Another island doesn't really help us, but okay. Guess we're going to play Leo. He gets a little bit more power for every creature we have, so he's a 3/3. It's not too bad. Let's see. No attacks yet. We're going to save our save by the shell, and we also have a negate, so we do have some protection and counter shenanigans, just in case. Let's see. Raph is pretty cool. I do love Raph, though. But I guess it's just, maybe I just associate with him more. I know a lot of people tend to have Raph as their favorite. Never probably needs a little bit more love. I don't know. Donatello, I've actually grown to like Donatello a little bit more as I've gotten older. Mostly just because I kind of get where he is with being, the tech guy of the team. Kill a Smoke. You need Foot Mystic to enter. Yeah, I realize now I really should be reading the cards more often. But if nothing else, appreciate you being here, Kill a Smoke. How you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. And thanks again for joining us. Yeah, I misread my card. I should have read my cards. Always read your cards, kids. Always read the cards. Let's see. Lapon. Played a Turtles deck in Standard today. I was playing my Golgari Foot Token Squirrel deck. That's hilarious. But thanks again for joining us today. How are you doing, by the way, Laplan? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. When I was a kid, Leo was my favorite because I thought he was cool. But as I gotten older, I started to like Mikey way more and more. Okay. The party dude. I mean, and I guess also I suppose it depends on which version of the Turtles you like. Because I know all of them still have their personalities, whether you're reading the comics, watching the cartoons. I know some of them are a little bit more lackadaisical about how they portray the Turtles. But some of them, I mean, I guess no matter which version of the Turtles you like, they still kind of have their core personalities. And either one of them, they're all pretty fun. I do like enjoying all of them. See. Okay, opponents. Probably going to swing with the Turtle Blimp. Sneaky Toilet. Hey, my good sir. How you doing? Hopefully you have a great day. Well, thanks again for that. And thanks again for joining us today, Sneaky Toilet. How are you doing? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. You're just in time, of course, to see us do our one final farewell deck tech again using the Ninja Turtle set. But from here, after this, we'll be going into Strixhaven next weekend. But again, I wanted to, of course, do a proper farewell for our turtle friends. All right, so we're going to do Saved by the Shell. Let's see. I guess we'll have to put it on top of... Let's see if the Foot Mystic is there. Well, the Foot Mystic gives us life. So I guess we'll do it that way. Okay. And then, I mean, that doesn't help us either. Okay, so... Point Squad gets blocked. Yeah, this is a bad block no matter what we do. No matter what we block, we're pretty much dead. Let's see. Oh, geez. Okay. Oh, this is painful. So we survived the turn, but just barely. So from here, unless we get something to blow up the whole side here, I think we're pretty much done here. It's okay. After this, we're going to see what we can do to really give the turtles a lot more love. So again, just as a reminder, this is meant to be just a budget deck if you want to put together a Ninja Turtle themed 5-color deck here in Magic the Gathering Arena. Granted, again, it's not going to be the best deck out there because, again, we're playing with the restrictions of as cheap as we can make it. Okay, we'll try one more time here. Does Machines. Okay. Come on, deck. Can we get anything? We mill 2 cards. 1. Okay, mill 2 cards, draw 2, discard 2. Okay, Madam Null kind of helps out, but not really. Okay. Dang. All right. Throw away here. Can't play Jenica. Dear. Okay. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter. Okay. We can go to level 2. That can bring back nothing. Okay, Toots. All right. Madam Null. Eesh. Had a great day. Girlfriend and I took the dogs to the beach today. Nice! Well, that sounds like fun. I'm sure the weather is really nice where you're at. Okay. So Madam Null comes out, but we can't block the next hit. So I will just concede now. That's a shame now. We're Cowabummer. We did not get there, everybody. But that's okay. If nothing else, this was just a simple demonstration of what the budget deck is capable of. We did manage to get at least one win with it, so I will take that. However, for all of my Turtle fans out there, I do want to remind you, we will be showing you right now what you can do if you actually want to take a little bit more time and pumping up your Turtles to give them a much-needed upgrade. Don't get me wrong, it could be a fun ultra-casual deck what we did, but with this version here, we're going to go all out, so this is going to be super crazy here. So this version of the Turtles, we're going to start refining our game plan to focus on specifically what we want out of our actual commander. So heroes and Halfshell. The basic thing it's going to do is it'll put +1/+1 counters on all of our creatures. So we want to really focus on game plan around that. And specifically, while it does trigger off for mutants, ninjas, and or turtles, we actually are going to stick to one specific type. So obviously, we've done ninjas a bunch of times. Mutants sounds fun, but I want to do a turtle deck. So this version here is upgraded to focus mostly on the turtles themselves while providing a lot of extra support to make sure their game plan can go off. So starting here at the top here, with our free spell, Mox Amber, you tap it for 1 mana of any color among legendary creatures or planeswalkers you control. So this again, as long as any one of our legendaries is out, we can use this for mana ramp. Authority of the Consuls will slow down enemy decks to make sure that their creatures enter tapped and we can gain life off of that. We are a 5-color deck, so we need to stall as much as we can as we ramp out our plan. Changeling Outcast here is going to be an honorary ninja, mutant, turtle, whatever you want to call it, by the way. But this creature can't be blocked. However, it also can't block itself. So use this as an offensive threat to basically use the sneak mechanic to get all of our turtles in faster. We'll use some spot removal now, some proper spot removal, like cards like Cut Down here. We have Strike It Rich to help us with ramping. We'll use Cowabunga still. Hardened Scales gives us +1/+1 counter bonuses. Anytime we get one +1/+1 counter, we can put an additional one on top of whatever amount we get. So Heroes and Halfshell, for example, will give everything 2 +1/+1 counters. This is actually an extremely powerful card once we get our game plan going. So for this version here, we're going to start upgrading to the much more stronger versions of all of our turtle friends. So Leonardo Cutting Edge, I love this card by the way. He's great in mono white, but even in our deck, he does great damage. Every time we gain life, put +1/+1 counters on Leo here, and he also has Sneak of 1 white mana. We'll throw in, of course, Heartless Act for more spot removal. We have Iroh's Demonstration here, so from Avatar, we can either use this to deal spot removal for 4 damage to a creature, or deal 1 damage to each creature an opponent controls, so it helps us just wipe away maybe like a bunch of cheap tokens. We do need actually good ramp for this deck, so we're going to use Farseek / Newfound Avengers from Final Fantasy. We'll use Innkeeper's Talent to then start putting +1/+1 counters on all of our creatures, making them stronger and stronger as the game progresses. So we're also going to use Kappa Tech Record here, so I need to talk about this card for 1 second here. For those of you that have been recently playing Magic in the past couple years, back in, wow, I can't believe it's been 5 years already. Wow, time has flown. But yeah, 5 years ago, we went to Kamigawa. So Kamigawa Neon Dynasty is a set that is kind of like has a Japanese flair to it for those that don't know. And in that set, we were in a semi-futuristic setting version of the plane. And of course, that one, they did throw in a couple of cute cards here that do reference the Ninja Turtles in their own in-universe way. So think of Kopatech Record here as kind of like an honorary Ninja Turtle with at least what he says. He literally says Turtle Ninja. And also, you can see right here, he has katana. So he's kind of like if you could say the Ninja Turtles were in the world of Kamigawa, this is how they would probably look, which is hilarious. But I do love it. I love this reference. This is the kind of stuff that I actually like a lot more than actual specific cards in there. But again, nothing wrong with the Ninja Turtles now being in Magic the Gathering. But I do like that this is how it used to be. They wouldn't reference specific, like they would reference like actual established brand characters in their own variation. So Kopatech Record here just again provides for that. Okay. Otherwise, story mode aside,
So this version here, the reason why we want him is he has ninjutsu, so he does work as an actual ninja and a turtle. When he deals combat damage to a player, we remove the death touch counter he has on him, and that means you can use him to exile artifacts or enchantments a player controls. So that's why he's in here. Masked Vandal here also provides for his artifact and enchantment hate. We have to exile a creature card from our graveyard when he enters, but he has Changeling, so technically he does count as a turtle himself. We'll throw in the real Michelangelo here, Michelangelo the Heart. So we saw from the previous match we just had, he triggers off anytime we do attack damage. And by doing that, as long as we attacked, put a +1 counter on Mikey here and also add a food token, so then helps us pump up our game plan. We'll throw in the other Michelangelo from the main set, Michelangelo Weirdness to 11. I love this version, by the way. He actually is pretty sweet. Anytime we get one more +1/+1 counters, just like Hardened Scales, we start adding on more counters to the game plan. So this is where we're going to start refining our deck to really focus on that counter strategy to make sure we can take advantage of that for our turtles. We'll throw in again more counter support with Ozolith the Shattered Spire. Does the exact same thing as Hardened Scales and Michelangelo here. If you don't need it though, you can cycle it away to draw another card. Or you can start manually putting counters on it using the actual artifact itself. So it's really good overall. We do need a little bit more variety and protection here, so we're going to throw in Dovin's Veto. So this is an uncounterable counter spell against non-creature spells. We're going to throw in Dark Leo and Shredder. So this is a mutant ninja turtle human. Wow, that's a lot of types, by the way. But he also has Sneak of 2 mana here. Attacking ninjas you control will have Death Touch. So this forces our opponent to either avoid the blocks or again, mostly trade for bad matchups here. But even so, when we can do that and do combat damage with Dark Leo and Shredder, we start leaving behind extra ninja tokens, which can be really good for us to help us get the rest of our ninja plan off. Hollow Merc Siege is going to be also in here too. You can either choose Sultai or Abzan. Anytime a counter is put on a creature we control, just draw a card. Or with Abzan, anytime we attack, put a +1/+1 counter on the creature and it gains Menace until end of turn. So this again, more counter strategies, more card draw, provides for us all those options we're going to need. Since we're also going to be going non-budget, we're going to throw in, of course, all the team-up versions of our Ninja Turtle friends. So we're going to throw in, first off, Mikey and Leo, Chaos and Order. This is actually, and again, like this is where I will say, I think this version of, if we're going to do it in universe, a Universes Beyond set, at least you're going to have at least something that really shows that they care about the characters. So I do like that this version of Mikey and Leo references their literal opposites in terms of their personalities. Mikey, of course, being the party guy and just being a little bit all over the place, is a little chaotic. And of course, Leonardo being the leader means he's a little bit more, I don't want to say not proper professional, but I mean like a little bit more on the serious side. Of course, he can have fun too, but he, of course, provides that good opposite to them. Any case, sorry, geeking out as always. Going over the card itself, whenever we put a counter on a creature we control, just draw a card. We can only do this once a turn, but again, provides for us that extra support with Heroes in a Halfshell. We now will access a little bit more better ramp with Growth Spiral here, Ornithopter of Paradise, and Arcane Signet. So these will help us make sure we can get the proper mana we need to make sure we can actually cast our spells, so we don't run into the same problems that the budget version of the deck had. We'll throw in the 3-drop slot Teferi's Protection, perhaps the best protection spell we can have in any deck. Very expensive in paper, but if you can get a copy of this until your next turn, your life total can't change and you gain protection from everything. All permanents you control will phase out, and then you exile this card. So, Teferi is literally our emergency panic button. If everything falls apart on us, use this to buy yourself at least hopefully one turn to get back into the fight. Going to this, however, now we will throw in, of course, the mythic version of Donatello, Donatello the Brains. So if one or more tokens will be created under your control, create that many tokens plus a mutagen token. So help us create those mutagen tokens we could use to sacrifice for value or whatever we need. We'll then throw in, of course, Imprisoned in the Moon. So this version of a spot removal card is actually pretty sweet for our deck. So you can enchant a creature, land, or planeswalker. Ideally, put this maybe on, say, a commander you don't want to deal with, and then turns them into nothing more than a land, which is hilarious. That means they have to waste either an enchantment spell on it to get it out, or they just will end up, they won't have a commander for the rest of the game. So save it for those moments. That'll be a key piece that can really help you make sure you can keep the game under your control. Yes, I know some of you are going to hate this, but we're going to throw it in because this is a non-budget deck and I want the turtles to get as much support as possible. So we are going to throw in Rhystic Study. This version of Rhystic Study, anytime we cast a spell, if our opponent does not pay the 1, we can draw a card. So it just helps us turn through our deck. Black Market Connections. This allows us to create whatever we need to at the beginning of our main phase. But keep in mind, as I mentioned this many times, this card, you can't turn it off. So you might end up killing yourself a couple times if you're not careful with what you're paying for. However, lose 1 life, make a treasure token. Lose 2 life, create a shapeshifter changeling token, which can be counted as a turtle, and then pay 3 life to then create 3 life is for the shapeshifter, And then 2 life helps you draw a card. So I forgot to mention that. So you can actually pay for everything at once, but that's also 6 life you're going to be losing a turn. So be careful with how you pay this. We'll throw in fight rigging here with Hideaway of 5. Hideaway simply means that you can look at the top 5 cards of your libraries, exile one of them face down underneath the fight rigging itself. Then later on, once you trigger its other ability, you can then pay the card you put down for free. In this instance, to get that free card, you have to basically get a creature with power 7 or greater onto the battlefield after you then trigger off fight rigging. Realm Walker here, again, honorary turtle because it has changeling. Of course, you're going to name turtles, then start looking at the top card of your library any time, and then start casting creature spells of the chosen type from the top of your library. We'll throw in, of course, turtle power, giving all of our turtles +2/+2. We, of course, do have some ninja shenanigans, so we are going to throw in Kaido Shizuki here, the original helpful planeswalker for ninjas. So at the beginning of your end step, if Kaido was just entered the field this turn, he phases out. You can start using him to draw cards and discard cards, unless if you attacked in the turn, tick him down to make some ninjas, and as long as you have the emblem, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a blue or black creature and put it onto the battlefield. But mostly you just want him here just to help us churn out some card draw. We'll throw in Prismari command as well here. So at instant speed, pick 2 of these abilities. 2 damage to any target. Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Make a treasure or destroy an artifact. We'll throw in also Colligan's command here. So again, choose 2. Bring a creature card back from the graveyard to your hand. Make an opponent discard a card, destroy an artifact, or deal 2 damage again to any target. Raph and Leo, sibling rivals. So another awesome team-up card for us. So, of course, Raph and Leo have always had throughout the history of Ninja Turtles their own little rivalries. Sometimes they've been at odds with each other, and sometimes they've also hurt each other. But realistically, still brothers to the very end. I do like, of course, I like the flavor text. At odds as brothers, perfectly in sync as fighters. But they are very much a fearsome team. And in this instance here, when they attack together, if it's the first combat phase of the turn, you untap 1 or 2 target attacking creatures, and after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. So this can help us just, again, get more damage out. Ideally, untap your heroes in a half shell to deal more damage and hopefully get some more triggers off with their plan. To get more counters on stuff, we'll use Hadama's Climb here. Legendary enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 on a creature we control. If we have 3 or more counters on that creature we chose, it transforms into Winged Temple of Araska here, which can give one of your creatures an +X/+X bonus, where X is its power, and flying until end of turn. So this would be a great finisher for the deck once we flip it. Snapping Voidcraw here is an Eldrazi turtle, which is also a little, looks disgusting by the way, but it is an Eldrazi. That's also the reason why it looks terrible. However, he does provide for us some colorless ramp, and also at nothing else, you can use him to draw cards. So we don't throw him in the deck because he is a turtle. We do need some better fixing, so we're going to throw in Chromatic Lantern here. Does the same thing as Arcane Signet, but then also allows all of our lands to tap for any mana of any color. We'll keep the Turtle Van, of course, here just to make sure we can start pumping up with it. Hopefully we can get a chance to use it in the next couple of games. We will throw in also Leonardo the Balance. So if you don't want heroes in a half shell, you technically can put in Leonardo and any one of your turtles that have partner character select if you want to do it that way. But I wanted to heroes in a half shell because honestly, I like this one because it's much more straightforward for our deck. However, Leonardo the Balance here, Mutant Ninja Turtle, 3/3. Whenever a token you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Do this only once a turn. And for Wooburg of all colors, creatures you control gain Menace, Trample, Lifelink until end of turn. So he can be also a nice way to pump up your team plan. We have Turtles Forever. So first off, again, yes, I know as a person that still likes playing Magic as Magic cards, I'm not going to lie. I think this is silly, but in a good way. So Turtles Forever here, instant speed. You search your library and or outside the game for exactly 4 legendary creature cards you own with different names and reveal those cards. An opponent chooses 2 of them. Put the chosen cards into your hand and then shuffle the rest. So this can help you dig out whatever turtles you do need for our game plan here. You're going to have to strategize to make sure your opponent digs out the cards that you want to keep. Or I don't know. It's a tricky card to try to strategize against an opponent, but if nothing else, you'll always get at least 2 turtles out of it. Takeo the Patient Avalanche here. So this is also another honorary ninja turtle ninja, I should say. He enters tapped. He's a 4/5, and it says, whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it didn't die, scry 1 and put a +1/+1 counter on Takeo. Whenever Takeo attacks, you can play a hybrid mana, and if you do, target attacking creature can't be blocked for a turn. So with Takeo here, you can slowly get some more value out of him as the game progresses here. I love the design here. And again, it's obviously harkening back to the actual Kamigawa set. Even though he was in a Jumpstart set, I love this card because it shows that, if, again, the Ninja Turtles were in an alternate universe, this is how they would kind of look, which is still kind of a cool design. We do want to make sure that if we do end up dealing with decks that go too wide, we can then blow them away with cards like Damnation here. So this blows up all creatures and they can't be regenerated. We also, of course, going to use Supreme Verdict as an uncounterable wrath to the whole board. Circling back over, we have Corvold Noble Thief here. Good for treasure token generation, and then we can steal 3 cards from the top of an opponent's library, and we can play those cards. So this is going to be a good way to kind of get some value. We're going to keep, of course, our file here to make sure we can do some double strike shenanigans. We'll throw in another version of Kaido here. Kaido, Bane of Nightmares. So this is a 4-mana version of Legendary Planeswalker. He has ninjutsu of 3. During your turn, as long as Kaido and has 1 or more loyalty counters on him, he's technically a 3/4 ninja that has hexproof. Giving your ability here, gives all of your ninjas you control +1/+1. So this is going to be a great way to pump up your plan. And of course, Surveil 2, you draw then a card for each opponent who lost life in a turn. So he's a great engine piece for us to help draw cards and pump up our whole team. Mikey and Dawn, party planners here. Mutant Ninja Turtles with Ward 2. So they have a nice little protection ability built into them. You can look at the top card of your library at any time. Play land spells and cast mutants, ninjas, or turtles. And if you do, put creatures, that creature will enter with additional +1/+1 counter on him. So this can be a great way to kind of pump up our plan. Roaming Throne finally is going to be an extremely powerful piece here to help us really pump up our whole plan here. So when this creature enters, obviously choose turtles, and anything that triggers off our creatures, we can get an additional trigger off of him. So this is, again, going to be a really, really strong card for us. Definitely got to throw it into the deck. We have Dawn and Leo Problem Solvers here. So this version is going to be Vigilance. At the beginning of your end step, you exile up to 1 target artifact you control and up to 1 target creature you control, then bring them back to the battlefield. So great for blinking effects and triggers off quite a few other abilities with its ability on its own. We're almost done, everybody. Kappa Cannoneer, probably my favorite of the turtles that we've had in Magic, has Improvise and Ward 4. Whenever this creature or another artifact you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature and he can't be blocked. So he can be practically an unblockable creature if everything just lines up properly. Colossal Sky Turtle here is one of our budget ones, has Flying in Ward 2, 6/5, and you can channel him to either bring back a card from your graveyard to your hand or bounce back a creature to its owner's hand. And then finally at the very top end of the curve, the Great Henge. So it does look like it's expensive at 9 mana, but it gets cheaper where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So if we get a really big strong creature, you can actually cast this sometimes for even as cheap as 2 mana. You then add 2 mana for it, gain 2 life, and anytime a non-token creature you control enters, draw cards and put +1/+1 counters on creatures. So I love what this card can do. Finally, to round out our package here, and again, we'll just kind of briefly just list them all off. We're going to, of course, upgrade your mana base. So this is going to be the best mana base you probably could put together for 5 color, at least for Ninja Turtles. So we're throwing a Ganjo Seed of the Empire, Otawara Soaring City, and Beseiju Who Endures, all going to help us out as channel lands. And for the actual basics, we're going to trim all the way down to just 2 plains, 3 islands, a swamp, a mountain, and 3 forests. Then we'll muster up every one of the dual lands that are rare that can actually be fetchable. So that means Hollowed Fountain, Godless Shrine, Watery Grave, Steam Vents, Blood Crypt, Overgrown Tomb, Stomping Grounds, Sacred Foundry, Temple Garden, Breeding Pool. The World Tree provides for us fixing once we have 6 or more lands. And we'll throw in our proper fetches such as Arid Mesa, Bloodstained Mire here. Cavern of Souls makes all of our turtles uncounterable. Command Tower, of course, is a staple for any deck. Demolition Field for non-basic land hate. Eclipse Realm also can fix us for the creatures we want. Fabled Passage is another one of our rare fetches, along with Flooded Strands and Misty Rainforest. We have Mana Confluence to pave life to fix for any mana we need. Prismatic Vista fetches for us basics. Scavenger Grounds is for graveyard hate. Secluded Courtyard to choose turtles again, along with Turtle Lair and Unclaimed Territory. And again, one more fetch land with Verdant Catacombs. And that is the whole upgraded version of Ninja Turtles. So can Turtle Power succeed with this upgraded version of them? All right, well, let's find out. So we're going to finish the remainder of the stream with an updated version of the Turtles. Let's see if Turtle Power can really shine with a much more stronger version. Whew. Oh, man, I probably should be drinking a little bit more water after those explanations because I always end up feeling like I end up getting winded. But okay. Oh, it looks like it's, again, Vigo here. Well, this time around, we have a much more stronger build of turtles. Let's see if we can get there. All right, we can't get there with this version here, so let's mulligan. Okay, I think we go keep this one. Okay, so if they bring in Vigo, or if they otherwise cast it as Vigo end of Ig's Crossing, we'll need to make sure we use Imprison in the Moon to lock him out. Okay, Changeling Outcast. Okay, that's actually perfect for us. So we'll play Secluded Courtyard. We'll play it on Turtle. Cast the Changeling Outcast. Nice. So that does count. All right, Ornithopter Paradise, that's great too. Plains. We swing with the Changeling Outcast. Recast Leonardo. There we go. Getting that early damage. He starts gaining strength. And Changeling Outcast start allowing us to then recast more things with Ninjutsu or even Sneak. All right, so far so good. Opponent surveils, so they're going to have to take some time to actually build up their strategy here, but hopefully we'll be able to get there. Breeding Pool. Let's see, Ornithopter Paradise. That'll be helpful once we actually get Heroes and a Halfshell out. All right. Okay, I want them to put down... Okay, good. They got Vigo. So they bring back Deathloom's opponent. So I'm sorry, opponents. I'm going to have to do this to you, but... Imprisoned in the Moon. So this now locks out their commander for the rest of the game. Okay, opponent, do you block? They do. All right. Leo still gets strength from that, though, so... All right, nice. Oh, damnation. Wow, okay. Ugh, that stinks. But that's okay, it's okay. Not a big deal for us. We can still get in there with what we have. So we'll name Turtle, of course. We will... Let's do it this way. Realm Walker. Naming Turtle still. Oh, nice. We got Leonardo with the balance on top. Nice. All right, they got out Tristan. Doing some milling. 6. Okay. Leo there. Okay, so from here... Heroes and a Halfshell. We can't swing because of Tristan, unfortunately, and its ability. Do they flip? Okay. They're probably going to... Okay. Shieldred. Interesting. So that means we will have to sacrifice Realm Walker, unfortunately. Scavenger Talent. Okay. I see what they're trying to do here. Stomping Grounds. Okay. So from here... Corvold. Make a treasure. Can't swing still. If they flip him, what do they do? Okay. They mill 3. Okay. If we can get rid of that, then hopefully we have a shot. Glowspore Shaman. They mill 3 and put a land card top if they want. I'm surprised they haven't played Haywire Might. Because Haywire Might is probably the one thing that's going to get rid of them. There's stuff they can recast it, but okay. I mean, you do you, opponents. Okay, so from here... How do we want to do this? Okay, then already balance. Bloodstained Mire. Bring back a creature card if we want to. Okay. We will bring back... What do we want to bring back? And then blow that up. Alright. One Power Stone goes bye-bye. Changeling Outcast. No attacks yet. Okay. So if I'm guessing, our opponent is going to try to keep doing their flipping shenanigans. But if Changeling Outcast can get some damage in, maybe we have a shot. I'm pretty sure at some point they will be playing something here that I'm going to hate. Okay. Let's give it a try. Let's see. Can we survive? On the other hand, if they have Corval, if we have Corval, we could steal some stuff. But I guess it depends on them and what they want to use their Haywire Might for. Because once they use it, they have... Okay. They are convoking. Ugh. Bad hits. Bad hits. Come on, opponents. No good stuff, please. Whiff. Okay, Vorinclex. Scary, but that's actually not too bad. We still have full life, so we can still do our thing. Okay, opponent, nothing. Get that Bloodstained Mire cracked. Okay. From here, what do we want? This one, I don't even know what it matters, but I think we'll go with an Overgrown Tomb. Tapped. Okay. Go, Ninja, go. That's actually not too bad. Thank you, opponents. So we will steal Fable the Mirror Breaker. Nice. There we go. Now we're talking. We steal their land. Let's see. Iron Crag. Swing here. There we go. Pumps it up. Ooh, we got the roaming throw. All right, here we go. This is what we wanted. So with this, we will put down on Turtle. All right. So roaming throw will help us out. And then once it's 6/6, I think now we can take out Tristan and we can really start pushing through damage. Let's see. Can we get there? Near. Oh, opponent! Come on! No! Ugh. All that hard work. Gone. Okay. Neared. Gotta go to work. Bye. Well, thanks again for joining us today and this afternoon, Neared. Thanks again for being here. Hopefully we'll see you again in the chat another day. Have a wonderful day and always be sure to burn bright. Later. Let's see, do we discard anything? Oh. I think we'll discard Pyro here. Okay, they got the Ozolith. That's not too bad. The Ozolith in. Heroes in Halfshell coming back in. We then swing here. There we go, down to 6. All right. We're still going to be able to close it up here, hopefully soon. So they're at 7/7. Heroes in a Halfshell can get us there. Thankfully, we've been able to lock out Vigo, so that has been our hugest ability here. Okay. Oh, Shieldred coming back again. Okay, opponents. Jeez. So frustrating. But it's okay. We still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. We can still bring in Heroes in a Halfshell. We're not giving up. Swinging in. Down to 1. Get some more counters. Another card. Phew. Okay, we're almost there, everyone. Can we close this out? Shieldred flips. They will make us destroy our Heroes in a Halfshell. But at this point, we still have one more creature out, so we can actually use Reflex and Kiki Jiki if we need to. Aftermath Analyst. Okay. Opponent is trying. I'll give him that. Opponent is trying. Okay, so can we do this here? Okay, so Donnie coming in. Let's see. Go, Ninja, go. Okay, so let's see. Big sacrifice, okay. They do some milling. Okay, and then let's see. Arcane Signet. We will... Oh, wait, I can't do Legendary. Oh, dang it. Ooh. Maybe I messed this up. Okay. Okay, well, I gotta swing here, so... Block down, opponents. Okay. They make a food. They discard 3 cards, mill 3 cards. Okay, so we didn't lose any cards. Okay. Is this still possible? Can we still get the victory here? Okay, Kaido Shizuki. That's not bad either. Heroes in a Halfshell one more time. Is this enough? Did we get the win here? Opponent. Wow, out of desperation, Restless Vents. Any other creatures? They got Hissing Quagmire. Is that enough? That does have Trample. Opponents, they sacrifice the food. Wow, they're just trying everything they can to keep alive. Down to 2. We lose the Kiki Jiki, but we get at least one card out of it. So Donnie's number 1 for us, but it's okay. It's okay, everyone. It's okay. Sometimes that happens with Magic. Sometimes you get a victory, or sometimes you just fumble because you didn't read your cards well enough. But that's okay. It's okay. Not going to be mad. If nothing else, the deck did show its tenacity, so I will give it that. Let's at least acknowledge that, at least. Okay. Anyway, shaking that off that awkwardness, we're going to continue on. So we got here Kapatek Wrecker, Prismari Command, Secluded Courtyard. We're playing against Fellothar, so we played, not this version of Fellothar, but we played a different version about a year ago. So it'll be fun to see how this one will turn out. For now, though, let's play our Overgrown Tomb tapped, because we got nothing else to play. Snapping Voidclaw is not bad either. So we have options here. Winding Constrictor. Okay. Opponents choosing to get some counters on things. We have Kapatek Wrecker, so that'll be good for us once we can start getting shenanigans going here. Opponent. What you got? What you got? Five cards in hand, opponent. 3 lands. They can't cast Fellothar if they want to, but I don't think that's what they're going to want to do. Avenger of the Fallen. You mobilize with this for X number of creature cards in the graveyard. Okay. Huh, that's interesting. Unclaimed territory. We will name Turtle. Snapping Voidcraw for slow ramp. No attacks yet. Fatal Patches is not bad either. That at least will make sure we can fix correctly. Their high toughness does provide a problem for us, but that's okay. Okay. Opponents. Yeah, there. Fellothar coming in. Nothing else about it? Okay, no swings yet. Okay, that's fine. Let's play Secluded Courtyard. Naming Turtle again. We will put down Raph and Leo's sibling rivalry. Alright, we can put down Fight Rigging. So Hideaway for 5. Kind of wish we could do the hideaway thing a little bit more often. Okay, what do we want, though? Okay. Huh. Having the Damnation will be nice to protect ourselves, but at the same time, we'll get Michelangelo the Heart. I also don't want to blow ourselves up. Not yet, at least. Okay, Raph and Leo get a little bit more oomph. Still going to be a ways away before we can get to that power 7. So the good news is on next turn, we can actually get out heroes in a Halfshell if we want to. This depends here. 2 cards. We get treasure token too. Okay. Well, we have options. Okay. Opponents. Still got 4 cards in hand. I pass it to them. So what are they going to do? Source Splash. Oh, okay. Annoying, but that's not horrible for us. I mean, we still have hate in our deck to destroy other things. That's not the worst. Carrot Cake. Okay. That's cute. As far as they had that in their deck, but okay. Alright. Or attack. Sacrifice a non-land permanent. Okay. So when they sacrifice the Carrot Cake, they can make tokens. Aw, opponents. So we lose Mikey for the rest of the game, but that's okay. Not the worst. They swing and swing. Okay. Okay. They start making tokens. Maybe we should have gotten that Damnation. Okay. Pumping everything up to become big, big, big. Down to 17. Okay, that's fine. Fatal Passage. Crack the Fatal Passage. We will get out a red source. Heroes and a Halfshell. Let's see. Do we want to swing? I mean... Okay. Well, our opponent here does not make this easy. Because I would love for us to swing, but their tokens now are too big. Alright. Ugh. Looks like our opponent might have actually stopped us here. Pyrexene Arena. Okay. Swinging. They don't have any cards in the graveyard, so they don't get any tokens off of that, but okay. Nevermore Red has now followed over here on Twitch. So thanks again for that follow, my fire friend. Appreciate that, by the way. But what I don't appreciate right now is our opponent's trying to steamroll us here very quickly. So... Down to 10. Oh, we got the damnation in hand. Okay. I don't know if that's going to help us now, but I guess maybe? I don't know. Roaming Throne. And I guess we'll pick Turtle, of course. The Turtle Van technically can't be used. So let's see. Yeah. Oh. This is so painful. I want things to go off here, but their stuff is too strong. Alright, maybe we'll just take our L now. Because unless we got another black pip, we cannot survive the hit. So we're just going to take our L there. It's okay, everyone. We'll shake it off. We'll try again. We're not giving up. We're going to try a little bit longer. Got to keep it going a little bit longer. At least we got, hey, one of our dailies done, so that's nice. Okay, I know our turtles can get there. Our turtles can definitely get there. We're going to keep going, everyone. We're going to try this again. Cannot give up. Okay, so as we're loading up our next match here, if you are still enjoying the content, everyone, even if sometimes you see me lose a lot, show some love if you haven't already done so. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're watching the content so you don't miss out on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, deck techs, live streams, and so much more. Okay, but until then, let's see. Turtles Forever, this is kind of good. Okay, Seiju, got our cut down here. They're playing with Raph and Mikey Troublemakers. This was actually the only card we did not put into our deck. And because it was just so expensive, and only because I do like the characters, but their card doesn't really match what our 5-color version of Turtles is trying to do, if that makes sense. Okay, so for now, Godless Shrine tapped. Talisman of Impulse. Okay, so they're going to try to ramp out as fast as they can. Okay, let's get out Dark Leo and Shredder. Not too bad. This will help us out a little bit here. I might have to slow them down. We have a Beseiju. We need that in a pinch. Cultivate, okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be 5. The other land will be 6. So we're moving quick here. Okay, World Tree is not too bad either. I guess we'll play the Beseiju. Play Innkeeper's Talent. Put a counter on Dark Leo Shredder. Do the damage. Make a token. Okay. Well, we have now a little bit of a strategy here. Sort of. If they play any small creatures for ramp, we can cut them down. Oh, they got Lumara. Okay. Well... So they use their milling. They bring back all their lands, which is not really much of anything. But we'll try. Otawara here. Okay. Cowabunga. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we can get out... Got the unclaimed territory. We want to make sure we can get... stuff here. They both have Death Touch. Does he block? Opponents? Maybe? Ooh, they do block. So they lose Dark Leo and Shredder, but they lose their Lumara. So does this mean they get Raph and Mikey? Do they do it? Here they come. We don't have good removal against them, so they're going to get in one free hit here. Beanstalk Shine. Ooh, wow. Okay. Down to 11. Dang, where are all these, like, decks coming from now? Okay, Heartless Act is not horrible either, so... I Guess that helps us out eventually. Okay, so is there any hope here? No attacks. Toots. Okay. We can Heartless Act if we want to. One card here. Gold Span Dragon. Okay. Okay. We can basically sponge one hit. Heartless Act. Wrath and Mikey go bye-bye. Maybe? Please? Almost got the Harmonize also on top of the Roamer's Routine. Okay, so Wrath and Mikey are gone. So at least that helps us survive a little bit longer. Though not by much. Beanstalk Giant's a little bit too big out of our league now to properly hit. Shared Roots, okay. They're just ramping for days. Okay, well. Time is not kind to us in this matchup. Okay, they make their treasure. Block here with the Beanstalk Giant to survive one hit. Anything else, opponents? Anything else? Go to 7. Is that it? Are we done? Ventus Restoration. They get 3 lands off of that. Okay. Adamas Climb doesn't help us out at all, so... I mean, I could still play this, fix all of our lands. That's still not enough, though. Even with Heroes in a Halfshell. Even with putting counters on stuff. We do one good hit, and that's it. So unfortunately, we have to take the L there, too. Man. No love for the Turtles tonight. Dang. Testing earlier was going great, but it seems like this time around we're not pulling off any victories here. I still don't want to give up, though. We're not going to give up at least until we can get one good hit with this, or at least one good game. I'm hoping we can at least get one before the stream is over today. We're not giving up, everyone. If you do want to show your love and support for me, though, however, we do, of course, have a Patreon where we do provide unique videos that are not usually posted to the main channel, and that those videos also are the same on our members-only set of the playlist we have that's members-only on YouTube. So check those out if you want to show a little bit extra love, or if nothing else, for free, you can always support us by joining our Discord that we have. Your support will help us keep this channel going, no matter where you do it, or even if you're just watching our videos just the same. All of the links, those will be located in the details of the stream once we're done here in a little bit. So thanks again, everyone, for who has been here today. Appreciate all of you guys. Okay, so while we're loading up our next game here, let's go ahead, let's see. Okay, looks like it's going to be a mono black deck with Jadar. Maybe, hopefully we'll get at least a victory here. Hoping we can. Okay, so first off, let's play our Mountain. We'll play Strike It Rich. Get our treasure production going. Pass. Okay, so for here, Bobble. Okay. At least Mono Black is a little bit slower when it comes to their ramp package, so hopefully that should be good in our favor. Okay, we'll get the Steam Vents out. Maybe we get Turtles Forever. See what our opponent does here. Sacking the Wayfarer's Bobble, so I guess they're going to also get their ramp going. Chromatic Lantern's pretty solid. Okay, so now we got Perfect Fixing. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Heroes in a Halfshell can come out quick. Vat of Rebirth. Okay. Definitely going to be doing that with Jadar. Ooh, Dark Confidant. Okay. That is a choice, opponents. Do we do it now, or do we try to go with... You know what? Let's try it now. We did come here for Turtles, everyone. Big swing here. Get our counters. Get our card draw. Opponent goes down to 17 because of Demon's Disciple. They can choose to do that if they want to, and they will. Alright, that's fine. At least our Turtles got some value off of that, so we'll take it. Okay. We're still going to keep trying there. Forest, okay. Let's see. So for here, Realm Walker on Turtle. Okay. Opponent is going to have to be careful, though. So even with all these cheap cards that do, like, sacrifice shenanigans, like Fleshback Marauder, which they're playing, and other stuff, Dark Confidant will drain them out if they're not careful. Battle Rebirth is still triggering, though. It's annoying. It's not the worst, though. Okay. Play the Corval Noble Thief, so I guess that helps us out a little bit there. Make our treasure. They go to 12. So I see what their cute little plan is. They're basically going to keep recurring all these cheap creatures along with Woe Strider to hopefully just generate a lot of sacrifice value. I see what their plan's doing. I see you, opponents. That's going to be enough, though. Battle Rebirth. They draw. Make a treasure. High market. Okay, they sacrifice creatures for life gain. Interesting. Okay. Anything else, opponents? Star-Shaped Cleric. Okay. So now they have enough for Battle Rebirth to do its thing. They swing at us. Go to 16. The zombie. Okay. KO. So from here, we're just going to keep going. Our turtles are here for a reason, everyone. Heroes in a Halfshell swinging away. I guess it's just going to be up. It's going to be up to the turtles as is, just to get the damage in. Okay, well, that's fine, opponents. So our turtles do survive the hits. Down to 10. Okay, get some more card draw off of that. Battle Rebirth does trigger off a little bit. Okay, Prismari Command's not bad. They go to 8. So with Prismari Command, we can blow up that Battle Rebirth before it gets any more additional value. And hopefully we can blow away one creature. Most likely it's going to be Jadar or Star-Shaped Cleric. Back to the command zone. Okay, down to 3. Shieldred. Alright. Opponent is trying. They push us with 11. Turtles. Okay, so for here, destroy 2 damage. What do we take out, though? Star-Shaped Cleric, I'm guessing. Battle Rebirth. Okay. Island, alright. 2 there. Steal 3 cards from them. Play the tomb. Let's see, I guess, I don't know. Midnight Reaper. They go down to... Okay, they're going to gain life here. Alright, well, at this point, it's also looking, again, very iffy. They got their game plan off, and they're pretty well refined for this, so... Oof. Trying. Bitter Blossom. If they have any more sacrifice stuff, we're dead. Okay, Braid's Fight will return. They sacrifice a creature. Okay. We have to discard a card. At this point, it doesn't really matter what we pick. Okay, to KO since the answer is tapped anyway. Bash Remembrance. They swing big, and that's game. Down to 3. We force ourselves to draw a card, ping ourselves. We also lose that life there, and that's game. Man. Well, turtles right now are looking a little... Get a Hadama's Climb. We need one more land. At least one more land can help us start doing shenanigans. Toss a Sky Turtle. Okay. Not quite what we need yet. But okay. Okay, bounce that away. Gonna keep that off the field for a little bit. Stalling out right now. That's the name of the game. Replay Nadir. Okay, hit land. Okay, Leonardo doesn't really help us there. Cycle that away. Come on. Ugh. Not good. We're not getting our lands. Okay. Summon Fenrir. Okay. They're getting their land drops faster than us, so it's not looking too good for us here. Oh, dear. All right. We're just going to... That was a non-game. Can't do non-games, everyone. That doesn't really look good. Okay. Well, keeping it going. We will find a way, everyone. Sometimes our 5-color decks do great, and sometimes they are a little bit rougher depending on how they're done. But I was pretty sure our deck has enough of everything, right? Or maybe I should have put more ramp in. I'm not sure. Okay, well, this hand is also... this is all the fetch land galore, so maybe this actually is not too bad here. Okay, let's start with the Verdant Catacombs, and we'll pause here. Or maybe I should have been in Triomes instead. Maybe that would have been better for fixing. I don't know. It's really hard to say. Sack the Verdant Catacombs. Let's go ahead and start getting all our stuff out here. We need out first... Let's get the Overgrown Tomb. Get that tapped. Okay, we got an island, so... Nothing yet. We'll play the island. Pass. If we need to, we can Colossal Sky Turtle away their Kotis. If we need to. So let's see. Will they let us do that? Okay, Kotis. Alright. So they do it. Sky Turtle away. Okay. Bouncing it away. Alright. That buys us some time. Not much time, but something. I think we'll get in Dark Leo and Shredder now. So we need a white source. The Sacred Foundry. Okay, Dark Leo and Shredder. Okay, well, that's something. Something. Opponent playing again. Nope. Playing loot. Playing loot. Okay. Saved by the Show will be nice once we get to that. Terminus of Return. Okay. Opponent is running out their whole hand now. Okay, that's fine. Realm Walker. So from here, Bloodstained Mire. Sacking that. Well, I guess we'll get out now. Another red... Green source? Stomping Grounds. That'll probably be our piece here. Tapped. Realm Walker. Naming Turtle. Okay, so we did get a turtle on top. So from here, swing. It does have Death Touch, so they're obviously not going to block. That should give us at least one free token off of that. Oh, they do block. Okay. I guess they didn't want that thing to go off, but okay. If it slows them down, so be it. Okay. We need our Imprisoned in the Moon more than ever right now, because that's the one card that'll block out their plan. We'll see if we can get there, though. Let's see. Okay, Little Orphan Amphibian. No attacks. So Kotis, unfortunately, is indestructible, so we just need to block with Saved by the Shell. Oh, they can't be blocked now. Dang it! Ugh. Okay. Okay. See what they do. Swing with Kotis. Starts conniving, by the way, so that's going to be very annoying. Oh, dear. Alright, well... Can't do anything. We're just going to take the 3, so they steal 3 cards from us. And it's also one of our lands we do need. So that hurts us a ton. A lot of people playing Kotis. This is also why you need, like, specific auras and spot removal. Wow, they took 3 lands from us. Okay, well, it is what it is. They dig 6 cards deep. They Quilled Greathorn. Jeez. Okay, so from here... Let's see, Leonardo the Balance. You make a food token. Counters the whole team. Okay, well, that's not horrible. Okay. At least now we kind of have a plan going here. Sort of. But what we need to do now is start swinging to actually get value here. Leo can provide for us a way to victory, but just barely. Opponent's probably not going to just start swinging with Codas to steal more stuff, which is going to be beyond annoying, but it's okay. If they steal that cut down, I'm anticipating they're going to try to use it, but that means we'll use Save by the Shell to protect ourselves. We'll see. We have one card in hand. Opponent thinking. What will they do? What will they do? Opponent, you there? Opponent, you there? Okay. Tumbleweed's going by. Did they disconnect? Okay. Okay. Well, if our opponent's not there, then maybe that helps us out a little bit, but realistically, I would like us to actually play today. Maybe. Opponents? Opponents? Yoo-hoo! Hello! Opponents? Okay, well, I'm going to feel bad if we get a free turn off of this, but it might end up being that way. I mean, we kind of almost stabilized now, so that's nice. We can just slowly take out at least the Dryad. I could deal with loot. Okay, well, our opponent's got one more. He's got one more hourglass, or I should say timer. Are they there? Okay, you got 5 seconds, opponent. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, free. All right, free turn for us. Feel kind of awkward, but I mean, it happens, so I guess that's not horrible. So let's see. We'll do it this way. Assuming our opponent gives us a turn here. Opponents? Well, they're out of timers, so we're going to get a free win off of this if they are not there. Which is not the way I want to win. But considering everything we've been blown away with today, this actually might be the most hilarious way we actually get a victory here. Not, again, the splashiest way I want to do it, but okay, well, it's going to be this way. Okay. 10 seconds, opponent. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay. Well, okay, obviously I miscounted there, but you get the idea, everyone. I mean, win is a win, so not quite how I wanted to win, but okay, get a free win off of that. Okay, so looking at the clock, everyone, we are almost out of time today, so the final match will be this one here coming up. Win or lose, this is how we're going to try to end it, everyone. I would hopefully see if we can get at least one actual good, legit win. So we're hoping that this one will be the win we get. Ooh, against Heibai. Ooh. This will be scary, but let's see. Let's lock in. We're going to try, everyone. We're not going to give up. We're going to try one more time. Let's see if we can do this. I would love for us to get just one more win. One good, legit win. Hand is okay. We can grow spiral our way to getting some value here. Okay, polluted delta, all right. Okay, I'm guessing our opponent is also going to be fetch landing like crazy, so here's hoping. Okay. Dark Leo and Shredder's nice, so that helps us out a ton. That can help us get some sneaky stuff going on here. And Kaido also will be helpful too. Okay. Can we outrun Heibai before it's too late? Okay, shocking themselves. Terminus, okay. But we also will be hurting ourselves a lot here too, just to get what we need. You know, white source. Just a white and green source is what we need. Okay. Okay, roaming throne. That's not bad either. So for here, sacrifice immediately. We need a black source. I guess we're getting black and green for this. Yeah. Okay, 2. Okay, Dark Leo and Shredder coming in. Okay, so if that sticks, that should hopefully start getting us all the value we need. Snow-covered swamp. Hey-bye coming in already. All right. Northern Air Temple, so start life gaining, draining us. Okay, Stomping Grounds is not bad either. So here, we got Death Touch. They do block us. Okay. Draw a card. Play tapped. They lose Hey-bye. We lose our Dark Leo and Shredder. Okay. Heroes in a Half Shell can come in soon, though. We also have a Roaming Throne, too. I'm not sure. We got options here. Go Shintai. Okay. Life gain and drain. We're at 17, though, so we're still looking a little rough here. Okay. Changeling Outcast. That's not bad either. So let's see. Outcast. Roaming Throne. Well, name Ninja, actually. Okay, so good news is we have everything fixed. We just need to actually start getting in the hits. If we can start getting in the hits, then we'll be good. The One Ring. Alright, fine. Guess our opponent's going to do it that way. Leo Cutting Edge is not bad either. We'll just play Kaido and hardcast him.
Don't worry, Pom-Pom-chan. I've got this.
Coming up the team. No attacks yet.
I just
So at least now we have a permanent pump. Well, we're down to 10. We're running out of time here fast. Let's see. Koshintai will get big here, but that life gain and drain is hurting a ton. Spirit Oasis. Okay, down to 9. They draw a ton of cards. Photo finish now. Wow. Sanctum Weaver, okay. No swings, I'm guessing. Okay, so Ozlith the Shattered Spire. And then we have Leo here. So, we need a way... Yeah, there's no way really we can do this. Okay, so... Coming up the team.
I thrive in the dark.
Ozlith. Might as well swing with everything. Do they block? Changeling Outcast can get flipped out. So that's our biggest advantage we have here now. Nice. Down to 18. And there you go. Leo gets a lot of value now. All right. He's now a 9-9. So that does help us out a little bit here. If they blow away the board, though, then we're dead. So this is now our chance to fight back. Is this going to help us at all? Hey-bye, coming in again. Okay, what do they get? Southern Air Temple. God, what does that do again? Oh, it's counters on stuff. Okay. Scary. Oh, wait. Oh, we're dead. No! Oh, dear. I should have put back the Roaming Throne. So in that case, yeah, we're dead. They swing. We get nothing. Man, what a heartbreaker. We almost stabilized, too. I mean, they even didn't have to do it. They could have just swung at us, and they would have just won. But I guess they just want to get the life gain and drain shenanigans. All right. Well, what can I say, everyone? Shrines is just too strong. Shrines is just absolutely stupid. Okay. Wait. They didn't want to swing? Opponents. Okay. Well, we're not dead then, I guess. Fight rigging. Get the Heartless Act on top. We're not dead, actually. Okay, well... Okay, well, we're not dead? Okay, I mean, we're in this fight still, some way, somehow. Okay. Go back up to 17. Start popping up our ninjas more.
I've trained with the best.
Okay. So... Still not dead. I don't know if they didn't realize they were about to... They could have won. I don't know if our opponent's just trying to mess with us now. Or they're just trying to get value. Okay. I think our opponent's just trying to also... I think our opponent's just trying to flex. Well, I suppose at this point, if we lose, we lose. But at least we can put up a good fight. I'll give it that at least. Path to exile. Okay.
We dig out a basic, so for that,
I guess we'll just get out of planes. Okay, opponent. Do you swing? I mean, they probably wouldn't because Sanctum Weaver can get damage in, but they get more value out of tapping it for mana. Okay, so let's see. What do they do? Okay. Okay, they're going to try to go off here. Maybe we should have put a Farewell into our deck. Maybe that probably would have helped us out a ton. Okay, opponent is trying to get some bigger stuff out. All right, yeah, they're just flexing now. They could have honestly beat us last turn, but for some reason they chose not to. I'm guessing they just want the game to go longer. That's what I'm guessing. I mean, it has to be. Why else would you keep playing? Okay, so they do swing for lethal. Roaming Throne has to block. Okay, no damage. Okay, make a bunch of tokens. Okay, Leonardo the Balance. Let's see. Well, alright, well, one final hurrah with Heroes in a Halfshell, everyone. Stun counters. So that locks them out.
You're not going anywhere.
But at least Heroes in a Halfshell makes it a 10-10. Alright, well, I mean, I guess that's something. Okay, so Heroes either just gets in one final hurrah swing, and then we will take our L. Okay, well, we tried, everyone. 22. Okay, get our counters on it. Cowabunga. Okay, well. Get another shot at keeping stuff alive. Again, it doesn't matter. I personally don't like the idea of being toyed with. I'll say that. But I'm guessing our opponent just wants to just keep flexing here because that's all they can do. So, at this point, they have more than enough to kill us. We go to 1. If they have at least one more shrine, I'll just let them take it. Such a shame, though. We tried. We really did try. But I do have to get going after this, everyone. So, unfortunately, as much as I would love to keep streaming, this, again, is our final game, and it looks like it's not going to be the L. Not going to be the win we wanted. So, opponent brings in Hey Bye one more time, because it's actually broken. Yeah. Okay, they get all their stuff off, we get pinged, and we lose.
cow a bummer today, everyone. Well, Ninja Turtles got a couple wins in, but
We did not get a very good... We didn't have a really good outing with this one.
all right.
Well, it is what it is, everyone. In any case here, let's talk about the deck overall. So let's talk about Turtle Power, the ultra budget version of the deck first off. So what do you think, everyone? Do you like the deck? Would you play the deck in any way, shape, or form?
Maybe, and again, like,
It's not bad. It's just more like you just need to be aware that if you're going to play an ultra budget deck with the limitations of playing only cards from one set, you're going to have, of course, some awkward moments. Having said that, don't feel like you have to restrict yourself like I did. I only did it to see if I could challenge myself to put something together that is, you know, playable and also, again, affordable for players out there. Obviously, if you're going to play in paper, I mean, you could just get the actual pre-con itself. I'm sure that's a little bit more on the budget side and also provides you a little bit more oomph. But this version, at least in Arena, is playable. But if you don't want to restrict yourself like I did, then yeah, just throw in some better ramp, and that probably would fix the problems that this budget version has. Having said that, the updated version of the deck, the upgrades, I I don't know. We didn't have a really good outing for this one. I don't know if it's because we didn't really adjust the land base that well. I mean, we have 40 lands, so it's not like we didn't have enough lands. But maybe we should probably tweak it. I don't know. We should put in triomes. Maybe that might have been a better option for us. Maybe more ramp probably could have helped us with fixing what we need. I felt like the deck, I wanted to like the deck, but it just felt like it was getting a little bit of a pile. So maybe I built this deck wrong. If anybody feels like they can build a better version of a 5-color Ninja Turtle deck here in Arena, let me know in the comments below, and I would love to hear from you. But if you like at least our version, I will leave, of course, a link for that below. You can play with our version. Maybe if you do find a way to upgrade it, hey, more power to you, because that's mostly what I'm going to say right now is I do know that there is a good deck in here somewhere, but unfortunately today it did not serve. It did not shine with what we were trying to do. We got at least a couple of pity wins, and again, that's not really what I want. But if nothing else, at least the budget deck got a couple wins in, so it is what it is. But still, if you like it, we'll just put it for you guys up to if you want to play around with it. But otherwise, that's going to be it for at least the games for today, everyone. Before we go, as always, if you've made it this far into the video, being a true buyer or friend, we'll talk about again what we're going to be doing for the upcoming sets. So, obviously, with Strixhaven coming out soon enough, we definitely want to start looking at what we can do with that. So, although the cards are not legal yet, hold on. You can still pull, you should be able to still filter them out. So, let's see, hold on. See, so let's see. You should be able to see them now for if you're gonna play against like Sparky or something. Hold on. I just want to see if we actually can find them. But you should be able to then pull out the Strixhaven cards now. Okay, I forgot the. Hold on. Is it? I think you type into here. Expansion. Okay, so sets. Is it Secret Strixhaven? Okay. So they do exist, as you can kind of see here. But some of the cards that you're going to pull up are going to be the ones that are not. You can't utilize or overall just yet. But if you want to dig around, you can start pulling out the Strixhaven cards little by little, and that means we can start putting together again our decks. So I'm excited, of course, to do that. We're going to be getting a lot of that going soon enough, but I'll have to kind of play around with it on my own time. So that'll be coming up. So that's basically it, everyone. I didn't want to really say too much about that. We do have, of course, some ideas for decks that we are going to be building once we get to Strixhaven. So tomorrow, we actually will not be doing a Magic the Gathering stream. We're going to be playing something else. I won't say it just yet, but there is a game that came out today that I'm actually kind of excited for, that I've been wanting to play, and it finally came out. So I'm going to download that in a little bit and get that prepped for us later on for tomorrow. However, for moving on to the next week, we do still have also a couple of budget deck decks we do want to bring up. So we'll be doing a basically Obira deck. Our Tatyova deck did go off yesterday, so check that out if you haven't already done so. Obira will be our next ultra budget deck. And then beyond that, we do have a couple more ultra budget decks for the Brawl format. So we'll have a Killian deck that I'm looking at, and most likely it might be Greta or it might be Dina here. I haven't decided yet. We're still having at least besides that, so 3 more in the 2-color combinations. After that, we'll do 3-color combination Brawl decks that are ultra budget. Again, no rares, no mythics. And beyond that, I mean, well, actually that's only it, because there are no 4 or 5-color ultra budget commanders. So that's pretty much going to be all we can do for those ones coming up. But don't worry, once we get to Strixhaven next week, we'll be going all in on doing a ton of deck techs and live streams covering the entire set. So I'm actually looking forward to that. That's going to be a fun set to play around with, and I hope you guys are excited. Again, I will leave a poll up on YouTube. So vote on YouTube. What should be our first school? What should be the first of them that we want to focus on for our first budget deck tech? So again, Prismari or Quandrix, or was it Silverquill? Let's see, I'm trying to remember the names right now. Lorehold. You get the idea. We'll see which ones we can do. That's going to be fun, everyone. Hopefully we'll get that going soon. But otherwise, that's going to be it for today, everyone. I don't have much else to say except, yeah, sorry, it looked like our deck didn't really quite pop off as much as I was hoping it would. But maybe next time we will have more fun with our future one. Until then, however, have a wonderful day, everyone. And to give a shout out again to those of you that did pop up. So Noobishly Foolish, thanks again for popping in for net. Mono Musa, thanks again also for popping in and chatting with me. Near636, hopefully you're having a good day at work. So thanks again for being there for me for a little bit. Kill a Smoke 912, thanks also for popping in. Lapon, thanks also for being there as well. And Sneaky Toilet, also appreciate you just the same. For everyone else that has been checking out these streams, whether it's across any of our other socials such as X, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, I still appreciate all of you guys for that just the same. Even if you weren't in the chat itself, I still appreciate you guys. So shout outs to all of you that have been watching across any and all of my socials. The replays for this live stream will be up on each place I have been doing my live stream. So again, one more time, you'll see replays on X, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. They'll all be going up a little bit later today. Until then, have a wonderful day, everyone. We're going to try to do this again tomorrow morning, approximately maybe around like 11:30 or 12-ish, but we'll get that going really soon. Until then, everyone, I do want to leave you with one more important thing that I want to say, as always. Just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We will see you again tomorrow morning, everyone. Later.